just wanting to share my experience during this satsang, listening to you, and the mind having an absolute fit, complete temper tantrum, and just noticing it, grasping at anything that it can, finding nothing. And it wants to anchor to something. It's looking for something to anchor to. I don't know, it's much more than that, but I just felt like sharing. I'm going in and out of complete awareness of it and then feeling agitated by it. You know, being in satsang and listening to you is helpful to be able to be observant of it. But it's just a complete mess. It's like, I see it as just this big knotted mess. And it's just having a complete temper tantrum.
Yes. This is how it is, isn't it? I mean, it's very simple. Somehow, the I becomes entangled in and identified as the mind. And so when the tangle loosens, it feels like you are dying. That last knot that you're anchored to, huh? when the whole thing dissolves, the whole matrix or lattice, the weave of mind, this is when it falls away, this is how you know there's no such thing as death. It's not a concept. This is how you'll know it. When the mind falls away, you're detached at least from mind identification, you'll see there's no such thing as death. This is what's meant by everlasting life. Did you also know the yogis say that body is a product of mind? That creation, that Shakti moves from subtle to gross, ever more gross. Body is, I don't know, as far as I can see, the last stop. But some people have this debate. Are you a human having a spiritual experience or a spirit having a human experience? You see, this whole thing is happening inside of you. You are happening inside of you. You already know it. You just can't quite see it because you're the awareness that's aware as awareness. And you are in that awareness. So this you that you think you are is actually happening inside of you. And when you come to see that, and it becomes unbearably light, there's nothing to anchor to, nowhere to put your foot, no guardrail to hang on to, it feels like dying. It's terrifying. But it's not actually dying at all. It's the opposite. It's awakening. You know, do you think if the dream character knew you were waking up, it would be terrified because it's the end of it? Huh? So, of course, there's going to be fear because you're identified with mind. But the whole point of this is you're aware of your own thoughts. These thoughts are not yours. You're not defined by them. So this is what happens when you come into real satsang, where there's a fire or a sense of dissolution. It's called Laya yoga, a dissolution of the identities. The you that you think you are will fight it with everything you've got. It will become angry, it'll become judgmental. It'll say, this is crazy. It'll fall asleep. It'll become foggy, heavy. You'll get sick. It always seems in the deepest moments, especially in person with people and in some of our early kirtans where there was so much silence and so much presence, inevitably somebody would have to get up and go to the bathroom or check their phone right at that moment when the whole thing is about to blossom. And they're not to blame. They don't know. Somebody will say something right at the precipice. The mind is always doing this. Satsang can make people very angry. Make people very tired. Can get sick even. Mooji, I think he called this satsang flu. And he would say, you come sick. You lie in the back. Lie down. You just be here. The thing is that this freedom that you're seeking is freedom from who you think you are. It's never been true anyway. And these are the death throes. One crazy person came at Master Sivananda with an axe during one satsang. Do you know the story? It's wonderful. So I'll tell you. So Swami Sivananda, a Maharaj, he's offering satsang. And he sees it coming. A man is charging up the center aisle of satsang with an axe. Just misses him, grazes him with the axe. And a bunch of the swamis, the disciple swamis up in front jumped on the man to subdue him. And you know what Swami Sivananda says? He says it to Swami Vishnu Devananda. He says, Vishnu Swami, mind your emotions. Mind your emotions. And then, of course, out of obligation, being in the world, calls the police take the man away, and the next day he goes to the prison and does a puja at the man's feet. when you come into the presence, the mind will throw a storm your way. The whole Maya will throw a storm your way. It's very common, actually. Something urgent will arise to invite you back in. It's not a cruelty, actually. It's just the world saying, are you sure you're done playing? Are you sure you're really done suffering? Do you really want to relinquish the role of victim and perpetrator? Are you really ready to resign from right and wrong, good and bad? Just inviting us back in. Just one more. Anybody ever tried to quit anything before? Smoking, drinking, thumb sucking, fingernail biting? When does it get hardest? The moment you decide to stop, isn't it? This is all that's happening. It's just a tantrum. And just like you do with a tantrum, you ignore it. You love the child and ignore the tantrum, and it will pass. Engage in the tantrum, watch out. Child becomes very difficult. So the mind will do this. But remember, you're not the mind. So let it do what it wants to do. Just don't be obedient anymore.